This final supermoon of 2024 is not here to mess around. What has been so stuck and stagnant in your life that it needs a good jolt to bring it back to life? This Taurus full moon is opening up the portal to the future, and I'm here to walk you through it, so grab your birth chart and let's dive in. Welcome back, my Astro family, to a better late than never full moon in Taurus video. I debated on making this video since we are 2 days out from this full moon, but I couldn't leave you hanging high and dry because this is definitely an important full moon that is going to definitely be opening up the energy to our next stage, our next chapter into 2025. Now, behind the scenes, I have been so busy. The reason I did not make this video ahead of time was because I have been making so much content for my official podcast launch, the Relational Astrology Podcast, where I am deep diving only into the topic of helping you use the tool of astrology to have better relationships. I have been teasing it on this channel for months and months and months, and it is now officially out there. It will be coming here to YouTube once I get some technicalities with the intro and outro music organized, but on all other platforms from Spotify, Apple, iHeartRadio, Audacity, all the other podcast platforms, you can go listen to the first 4 episodes, and I am just so over the moon with bringing more of this topic into your life. So with that, we are going to deep dive in today. I want to keep it simple. I want to keep it short. We don't have a lot of time before the official full moon. It is happening on November 15th at 4:28 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Adjust that for your time zone, and it is happening at 25 degrees of Taurus. So you're going to want to grab your birth chart for today's video. We are going to deep dive into some of the specifics as I pull up the chart. That way you can follow along to see if any of the planets, where they are, what they're up to, is impacting anything in your chart in this moment. And of course, I heard you guys love my top 5 fun facts, so we are bringing it back in this video, and we will end with some rituals and activities, and of course, your rising sign forecast. So as you're pulling up your chart, you want to look to see if you have any planets in the zodiac energy of Scorpio, because of course, we are still in Scorpio sun season, the final days of it, and you want to look over to the Taurus area of your chart, anywhere between, let's say, 21 degrees to about 27 degrees. That would be the orb of influence that this full moon would impact you. Now, the Taurus area of your chart has been affected with Uranus all the way back since 2019. Uranus has been rocking and rolling this area of your life. Uranus as an energy, as a planet, or I like to call them life coaches, is here to help you move forward in your life. He sometimes surprises you. He helps liberate you. He helps you take the shackles off. And sometimes he does it in a jolting, surprising, unexpected way. But ultimately, his goal is help you say, thank you. Next, I am moving on to the next chapter of my life. Why that's significant is because at this full moon, where the moon is going to be illuminated in the night sky, where it's big and bright and full, it will be smack dab on top of Uranus, meaning Uranus is baking his energy into this full moon. Full moons are always about releasing and letting go and shedding and clearing and releasing something in your life, specifically the Taurus area of your life, where Uranus has been trying to get you to move forward and to release you from the stuck and stagnant energy. Now, Taurus as an energy itself, let's talk about that for a second. Taurus is a fixed energy, so it doesn't like to move. It definitely does not like to change. It is rooted in, it's an earth energy, it's grounded, it's practical, it's logical, and it loves its habits and its routines. And so to take something out of motion or something that's been rooted in for quite some time, it takes a lot of force. It takes a lot of energy. Enter in Uranus, who has the force, who has the energy of liberation. And so this full moon, as it's big and bright, not only will we already be feeling that full moon exhilaration, but we're going to be feeling this energy deep inside of us of change. I am ready. And looking around in your life right now, what has become so stuck and stagnant? Like I mentioned in the intro, what is fixated that it needs a jolt? It needs more life breathed into it so it can continue on. So for example, if you're looking at a romantic relationship, maybe you've gotten into a habit where you get home from work, you have dinner, you lay in bed, you scroll on your phone, and that's it. Maybe it needs some life in that relationship, breath in that relationship. Uranus is going to come in and jolt it awake. Maybe all of a sudden there's this unexpected opportunity, or maybe you decide to go have a date night doing something super unconventional or super out of the ordinary. Now, if you are a Scorpio rising like me, that will be super applicable to you because you have Taurus in your 7th house of relationships. But let's say you have Taurus in your 10th house of career, and we'll get into that in the rising sign. But for this example, imagine you have Taurus in your 10th house, your career house, you're an Aquarius rising, and at this full moon, you are like, I feel like I'm so stuck and stagnant in my position at work. I'm so tired of the same habits. I come in, I do the same job, I get on the same phone calls, I do the same thing. I am over it, I'm done. I want more excitement, right? Uranus is all about excitement, freedom, expansion. So you decide to walk up to your boss's office and you say, you know what? Surprise, surprise, Uranus energy, I'm ready for a promotion. And if I don't get my promotion, I'm leaving because I'm choosing my future. I am walking through that portal of the next potential, the next opportunity, the next version of my reality. And so Uranus brings that energy. Now, we also have this energy with Pluto moving into the zodiac energy of Aquarius in just a few short days. And so he is bringing some support to this full moon. He is offering his assistance and saying, stepping into your power, Pluto, as he moves into Aquarius, another fixed energy, where he's going to rock and roll through that fixed area of our chart and say, hey, we need to transform. We need to rebirth. We need to step into our own inner authority, our own power to move forward. Now, Taurus as well is very much about finances, and the full moon in Taurus highlights that because Taurus is the energy of wealth, resources, accumulating things, drawing things in. It's ruled by Venus, so it wants pleasure, it wants luxury, it wants nice things, it wants a plethora of things to know that it's safe and secure. Where the sun opposite in Scorpio to create this full moon is in the financial area of Scorpio that connects you monetarily to other people. So it's debts and loans and taxes and wills and inheritances and all the things that connect you to others on a financial realm. So this full moon in Taurus really highlights and brings about a lot of financial things going on in our own world, in our interpersonal relationships with other people, and of course in the collective at large. And with this Uranus involvement, we don't know exactly what could be happening in our financial world, but it's definitely this energy that's going to move us into the future. And the other major thing that is going on during this full moon in Taurus is that we have Saturn, Lord Karma, coming out of retrograde. This is massive. Saturn as a planet is that cosmic pressure of doing the right thing, of being disciplined, of being committed, of being responsible, of stepping into your own inner authority, making sure your life is good to go. Now, he brings us those challenges and obstacles so we can overcome them and realize that we have what it takes, that we can do hard things. However, since he's been retrograde in June, life's been feeling kind of easy. It's not been as challenging. Now that he's getting out of the retrograde energy and he's moving forward, he's going to fast forward through Pisces until he runs into Aries next May. And so at the time of this full moon, it is baked into this energy that Saturn is like, you know what? I'm coming back online. I'm here to serve the karma, Lord Karma, rewards or punishments. And this full moon is going to highlight what needs to change in your life so that you can overcome obstacles and you can move into the next chapter of your life. So Saturn is coming to play at this full moon as well. Full moon has a lot of implications, and we'll dive deeper into that when we get to the specifics, but just know this is a huge moment, a catalyst where we can walk through with the cosmos on our side if we so choose. So let's get into my top 5 fun facts. We'll cover some of the specific details that you're probably curious about, and then we'll move on and pull up the chart. So for my top 5 fun facts, the first one is this full moon is the culmination of the intentions or what you began in your life during Taurus sun season in 2024, more specifically around May 7th, when we had the new moon in Taurus. Now, why this is so important, and this happens every single year, right? The full moon in Taurus is 6 months later after the new moon in Taurus. That repeats itself every single year. And I'm just gonna, for 1 second, remind you, if you have the 2024 Astrology Alchemy Journal, fill out your journal prompts. This is the beauty of having these journals because you can now reflect to 2023 what you wrote down for the full moon in Taurus last year. And next year, when you get to the 2025 Astrology Alchemy Journal, you can flip back at the full moon in Taurus to your 2024 edition. This acts as a memory bank to what is going on in your life. So you're going to want to go back to the new moon in Taurus journal prompts that you filled out, or reflect back to your life what was going on in May During Taurus sun season, what did you begin? What did you plant? What did you earth? What did you root down? What did you want to change? What intentions were surrounding you? Because now at this full moon, it has come into light. And Uranus is bringing that energy to move it forward, to jolt it awake, right? Choose change or he'll choose it for you. And he's retrograde, so he's going back to make all the choices you couldn't make. Now, also, when we had that new moon in Taurus, not only was it Taurus sun season, but that was when we had the lottery aspect. Do you remember when Jupiter and Uranus came conjunct in the zodiac energy of Taurus? Yeah, that is piggybacking from what surprising, unexpected lottery win change in your life came about. I'll give you an example. For me, on that weekend of the lottery aspect, I went to my holistic doctor where I go all the time to get regular checkups, and she asked me to become a team member at her clinic, work at her clinic, assist with patient testing, and it has been a dream of mine. Never did I think that would ever be possible. I feel like I hit the lottery. And now here I am 6 months later. We opened up a new location. We're expanding. The whole clinic is taking an up level, and I get to be a part of it. And so the full moon is illuminating all the efforts I've put in on the training, the protocols, learning all the different modalities, meeting new patients. Like, I feel like my brain has exploded and I'm in a new timeline, a new reality, being able to work at this clinic. Now, Taurus, on top of that, is also a builder energy. It wants to grow things. Think of it as like planting the seed in the earth, and then you have to wait. You have to wait for it to come to fruition. You have to wait for that flower to sprout, right? And that doesn't happen overnight. So the full moon is all that effort that you put in since that new moon in Taurus 6 months ago. So reflect back to your life, what was going on in May and what is coming to fruition, and what next steps do you need to make in your life to move into that new reality. Now, the second fun fact is that this is the final supermoon of 2024. And you're thinking, yeah, of course, because we only have one more full moon left in 2024. But actually, the last 3 full moons have all been supermoons. So we had 4 in a row. The full moon in August, September, October, and November were all supermoons. This is the final one in this little parade. Ultimately, remember, supermoons just mean that the moon is closest to us here on Earth, so we feel that energy more potent. The third fun fact is that this full moon in the month of November is considered the beaver moon, which sounds kind of ridiculous, but ultimately the natives knew that this was a time where many animals were about to go into hibernation. The beavers specifically were creating their dens, getting ready to nest in for the long winter. And so symbolically now, this full moon in November reminds us that the darkest days are ahead of us, that we are going into a season of reflection, of internalization, of reminding ourselves where we've come from, the harvest we've received, and what changes we need to make, and the rest that is necessary before we come back out at the spring equinox on the astrological new year. The fourth fun fact about this full moon in Taurus in 2024 that makes it super unique is, of course, that it's conjunct Uranus. Now, I've already kind of mentioned that, but also not only is it conjunct Uranus, it's also conjunct the star Argyle. And I don't really talk a lot about other kind of fixed stars or asteroids unless they're applicable to the astroweather event. Now, Argyle is a fixed star. We consider it like the demon star. It can bring a lot of dark energy, a lot of chaotic energy, a lot of fighting and aggressive energy. And if you remember way back in July, when we had Mars and Uranus conjunct here in Taurus, and Argyle was involved with that, we had the attempted assassination of the future president. And now here we are where Uranus is still very much active with Argyle, but instead of Mars showing up to the party, it's the full moon. So it's highlighting some darkness. It's highlighting some of the attacks. It's highlighting and illuminating so we can see it brightly for what it is. And sometimes this allows us to see the attacks coming or to anticipate what could be attacked. Now, this necessarily is not like on a collective or country level. It could even be in your own personal life. Where have you felt attacked by somebody? Or where have you felt like someone has been out to get you? Or where do you feel like there's some darkness or evilness in your life that, again, you're choosing change. You're choosing to release and let go of it. So very unique to 2024. And the fifth fun fact about this full moon is really taking us into the future. And that is we only have one more full moon in the zodiac energy of Taurus, where Uranus will be involved for the rest of our lives. Because next year in 2025, Uranus will have already moved into Gemini and he will retrograde back into Taurus. And as he re-enters Taurus, we will have one final full moon in this area of your life, having the assistance of Uranus helping you break free, liberate, change, move this area of your life forward in any ways that it's been stuck and fixated. So one more round to go, and that will be it for the rest of your life. Now, with all of that, let's get into the specifics. I do want to give you a reminder really quickly for the 2025 Astrology Alchemy Journal. I have the physical hard copies available. However, I did create a PDF downloadable version. A lot of people commented and asked if they could get a copy if they lived out of the United States. And since we don't ship out of the US, you can get this right away. Head to the description box. There is a PDF link. Download it. You can print it out at home, but you'll have it right away to use. So I'm super excited. It's the first year that I've offered that option. Now, into the specifics, you grab your birth chart. I'm going to pull up the chart here. We're going to browse through it so you can see the energy that is in store. Now, first and foremost, we always look for the sun and the moon. We see the sun over at 24 degrees of Scorpio, the moon at 24 degrees of Taurus. So again, check your birth chart. Do you have any planets in either of those zodiac energies? Now, you know what we do after that. We always look to see what planets are around the sun or around the moon. Of course, we already mentioned it. We have Uranus right next door at 25 degrees of Taurus, hanging out with the moon. And of course, the fixed star Argyle as well. So when we have this moon energy with Uranian energy and a fixated sign like Taurus, it's asking us what needs to change. What is stuck and stagnant in this area of your life that needs to break free, that needs a jolt or an invigoration, right? Kind of like someone gets a jolt from a defibrillator and they come back to life. It is that energy in a specific area of your life, wherever Taurus rules for you. And on top of that, Uranus and the moon are trine Pluto. Pluto is in its final moments of Capricorn. Remember, we are literally 4 days away from the shape-shifting energy that we're all going to feel, once in a lifetime energy. And this trine from Pluto is a support. He's saying, here's the power, here's the force, here's the energy necessary for transformation so you can step towards your future, Uranus's energy, once and for all in an area of your life that has been stuck, that you don't like to change. You'd rather have the Taurus energy of pleasure and comfort and safety and security than change. But sometimes the most magical moments of your life are on the other side of change, right? And so Pluto is helping push us forward in a beautiful, powerful way. Now, alongside this full moon, we have to look at the ruler. Who rules this full moon? It is Venus, right? Venus is the landlord of Taurus. Anything that is going on in the constellation of Taurus in the sky, Venus is pulling the strings. She's making the rules. She is laying the vibe. Now, Venus is in a very interesting placement. During this energy, she's in the zodiac energy of Capricorn. Now, Capricorn is the energy of building the future. It's where Pluto is. So Pluto's leaving Capricorn, where he's transformed and destroyed and broken things down and literally removed things, created rubble. And Venus is like, but I'm here now, and I'm here to make it beautiful. So everything that's been torn down, the Capricornian things in our life, old traditions, old ways, old structures, old rules, old regulations, old institutions, old ways and patterns of doing things that don't serve anymore because we're in a new future and a new life and a new existence and a new reality. Venus is like, I got you. Let's start making it beautiful. Let's start planting flowers in the rubble, in the dirt. Let's start invigorating this energy with beauty and pleasure and harmony so that we can have a new life that looks magical. And she's not really affected by any other planet, so she's just able to do what she needs to do. Now, side by side, we mentioned it earlier, is we have Saturn officially coming out of retrograde this day. So by the time we have the full moon, Saturn is already direct. He's already moving forward. And remember, where does Saturn rule? What is his home? He rules Capricorn. And he rules Aquarius with Uranus. So it's very fitting that Saturn, who's here to reward or punish, considering how well we learned his lessons during the retrograde, is active and ready to serve, ready to help us build solid, strong foundations, ready to help us make that commitment, have the discipline, have that own inner authority to say, I'm ready. I'm strong. I am capable. I know I can do this. I can build a new life. I can lay the foundation and put one foot in front of the other, right? Because Saturn is all about taking steps forward, even if they're baby steps, to climb the mountain to our new reality. So Saturn is ready to rock and roll. I would say for the next couple of weeks, pay attention to what lessons he's throwing at you, the cosmic pressure, the cosmic force. He's going to be very active moving forward through the end of the year as he is heavily involved in a T-square with Mercury and Jupiter. And that is also active at the time of this full moon. So Mercury and Jupiter wanted to show up. They have a message for us. They are going to be opposite in the sky due to their retrogrades, square Saturn. And ultimately, this is an energy that reminds us, and I talk so much more about this in my Mercury retrograde and my Jupiter retrograde video. So go back and watch that if you haven't yet. But ultimately, these planets are giving us a software program update of our mind. We need new thoughts, better thinking thoughts. We need new programs in our mind, new systems, new beliefs, new stories, new visions, new perspectives, new ways of seeing the world, because the world is changing around us and we have to adapt to it. And so with all of that going on mentally, it is helping us have a new narrative, a new story that we're telling ourselves that things are possible for the future. And therefore, we're going to put in the Saturn work to step by step move forward, do the hard thing, while Pluto is pushing us forward towards transformation and Uranus is jolting us awake, breathing life into us again. So we're like, everything magical is on the other side of change. So I'm ready to choose change. And therefore, at the full moon, release and let go of. And Venus, the ruler of all of this, is saying, great, because I'm going to make it beautiful. And I'm going to attract and magnetize magical things, magnetic, pleasurable things into your life. But it's on the other side of change. It's over there and you have to go get it. So that is a lot going on at this full moon. Again, it is moving us into our new reality of 2025, which is going to be so dynamic and so massive. Of course, I could keep going on and on about all of this, but if you crave more deeper understanding of the astro weather, come join us over on Telegram. That is my daily astro weather report, where every single day I send a voice memo to our astro family there. They get to listen to it. They get to navigate their day ahead, understanding what's going on in the cosmos. We talk about relationships. We do workshops. We do full and new moon ceremonies. Like, we are really walking into 2025 together. And we have a group chat going, which is so magical, especially if you are trying to connect with more like-minded people and relate your life to the astrology. So come join us over there. I have a free 7-day link to join us to see if you vibe with us. That is going to go away when the nodes shift. So you have only about 1 more month to join in for free to see if this is space in a home you'd like to claim for your own. And then after that, you will have to pay to enter and join us. So take advantage of it while you got it. Now with that, let's go into the activities and rituals that you can do around this full moon. Remembering full moons are active for 3 days before, up to 3 days after. So you can do this ritual all the way until Monday, November 18th. And here's the first ritual I would do. Because back on the new moon in Taurus 6 months ago, we did a planting ritual where we wrote intentions, we planted them in the earth, we made moon water, and then we've been watering it for the last 6 months. We're now going to go do a different ritual where we're going to release and let go of the things in our life that have been stuck and stagnant that no longer serve. And so what I want you to do is I want you to make moon water. So you're going to make your moon water first. Use a jar, a container, something you can seal, fill it with some purified water. You can add in some crystals. You're going to put it under the full moon. So on the night of Friday the 15th, let it bake with the full moon. On Saturday or Sunday or Monday, you're going to write down on a piece of paper what stuck and stagnant things in your life you want to release and let go of. You're going to plant it in the earth, put it in a flower box. I put it in this beautiful plant, this cane plant I've had in my life for many, many years. You're going to plant it in there, and then you're going to water it with your moon water, and you're going to imagine that moon water taking those intentions, infusing them into the soil, breaking them apart, and then rebuilding new earth, new dirt, new flowers as you're releasing and letting go of those intentions. The second thing I would do is connect with the earth. Because Taurus rules Mother Nature and it is an earth energy, you want to put your feet on the grass, get outside, hug a tree, lay on the grass, spend some time in Mother Nature to really anchor in, as we're going to have so much fire and air energy next year. And we really want to stay connected to our physical body, to the ground, and be very centered. And the third and final thing I would do, because this full moon is ruled by Venus and ultimately she wants to help us create a more beautiful, magical, pleasurable life for ourselves, is I would do something very sensory stimulating. So put on, for example, your favorite candle or oil diffuser, get a comfy, cozy blanket, wear your favorite pajamas that you feel so good in. I would also make a delicious meal, indulge in something that just literally fills your heart with joy and brings that pleasure into your life. So those are my 3 activities and rituals that you can participate in. Of course, your journal is going to have another one. Make sure you fill out your journal prompts. You also have the crystals, herbs, and chakras that you could work with around this time. And that is going to conclude our video for today. If you like all of my content, you love being here, please make sure you subscribe, hang out. I will be posting the Relational Astrology podcast episodes. The first one talks about what is relational astrology. The second one is all about your moon sign placement. We have an episode helping you meet all of the planets, what I consider your life coaches. And we have an episode on compatibility and the best compatibility according to your birth chart. And I have 87 other episodes already scripted out and ready to record. Every single Sunday on my TikTok and Instagram, I'm going to put up a poll and you get to choose what episode I'm going to record when it comes to astrology and relationships. And remember, it's not just romantic relationships. We're talking about all relationships in your life. So with that, thank you for being here. Happy full moon in Taurus. Now let's get into the rising sign forecast. Now, my Aries risings, this is truly your money full moon of the year as Taurus rules your second house. So ultimately, this full moon is going to shake you awake, breathe some life into your financial area, but you're going to have to see it for what it is. I want you to look at any kind of stuck habits, routines that you've been doing with your budget, with your money. Where have you not been able to adjust or pivot? Where have you not been able to free yourself? So maybe it's freeing yourself of subscriptions or different responsibilities when it comes to your money. And you're like, you know what? No more of this. I claim my money and I'm going to do what I want because I want a new future. I want a new financial future specifically. And so Uranus might bring a left curveball, sudden unexpected bill, something that's due, someone asks you for money, maybe a paycheck bounces and so you're not getting paid for an extra week. Like Uranus might be shocking you awake financially with something left field, but it's forcing you to see with the full moon light into this area of your life what has to go. What is holding you back? What do you need to see clearly that isn't serving you so you ultimately can have a new, fresh energy in this financial area of your life? Although, of course, there's going to be a lot more to this. I would love to dive in one-on-one in our 2025 Astro Forecast reading. You know how to find it in the description box below. I have my Calendly link. You can request an appointment. Remember, I'm not doing readings between December 20th and January 20th. So if you want to get it in before the new year, you better get on my calendar ASAP. And your reminder to fill out your journal prompts for the 2024 Astrology Alchemy Journal for the full moon in Taurus. And if you're ready to grab your 2025 edition, you can find it in the description box below. I can send you out the hard copy, or of course, I have the PDF version available that you can download right away and start browsing through it and getting prepared for the year ahead. So with all of that, I look forward to a one-on-one session with you. I'm going to send you so much love and light for the full moon in Taurus, and I will catch you in the next video. My Taurus risings, we have this full moon happening in your first house, so it is your full moon of the year. It is conjunct Uranus, which has been rocking and rolling and changing your life in so many different ways since 2018. I bet if you look back and reflect on your life at that time, you have grown, you have evolved, you have changed in so many different ways, whether it is the way you show up in the world, your physical body, maybe your hair, your makeup, your style. You have wanted to rebrand yourself, and Uranus is bringing that energy into your life, and he's doing this for one more final year, helping you be a little bit more rebellious and inventive and authentic and stepping into your own unique zone of genius. This full moon is going to highlight what in your life, what piece of your identity do you still need to let go of? Where are you still holding back out of fear of disrupting a relationship in your life? Maybe you want to change your hair color, but you're like, oh, my partner likes blondes and I really want to be brunette, or I really want to put like a pink streak in my hair. But what is my mom going to think? What is my boss going to think? I really would love to like change my wardrobe, but what are people going to think if I start dressing in florally dresses instead of pantsuits, right? Like there's something still here that is holding you back from stepping into your true authentic self. Uranus wants you to move forward into that, and you're holding yourself back out of fear of the sun in Scorpio, your relationship. So look at this area of your life. Of course, there's so much more to this, but I'm gonna keep it simple for today's video. Although of course, there's gonna be a lot more to this. I would love to dive in one-on-one in our 2025 Astro Forecast reading. You know how to find it in the description box below. I have my Calendly link. You can request an appointment. Remember, I'm not doing readings between December 20th and January 20th. So if you wanna get it in before the new year, you better get on my calendar ASAP. and your reminder to fill out your journal prompts for the 2024 Astrology Alchemy Journal for the full moon in Taurus. And if you're ready to grab your 2025 edition, you can find it in the description box below. I can send you out the hard copy, or of course, I have the PDF version available that you can download right away and start browsing through it and getting prepared for the year ahead. So with all of that, I look forward to a one-on-one session with you. I'm going to send you so much love and light for the full moon in Taurus, and I will catch you in the next video. My Gemini risings, this full moon is highlighting and illuminating your 12th house, so do not be surprised if you're having a lot of vivid dreams around this time, that the full moon is not allowing you to sleep because it keeps waking you up with dreams, illusions, fantasies, maybe even some fears or some subconscious things that need to be released and let go of. Uranus at this time might be liberating you and shaking you awake, forcing you to make changes in your life around your spiritual practice, your spiritual habits, maybe even around mental health, around your thoughts, your limiting beliefs. Like all these stories you're telling yourself might be coming up right now for you to shed and let go of so you can step into the new version of your life. Next year, you are going to have Uranus moving into your first house. This is going to be jolting you awake into your true, authentic self. I really see you stepping into a new identity, a new brand, where you're showing up in a way that you don't care what other people think, but in a way that truly feels aligned for you. And right now you're in this season with this full moon to release and let go of those old narratives, those old worries, those old fears, and letting go of stuck and stagnant practices or habits that are sabotaging your growth. So really looking and assessing the fine-tuned hidden areas of your life that are having a larger impact that you probably even realize, and then giving you this energy surge of Uranus to change something, left field something, and pivot in a big way that helps you move forward. So of course, there's going to be a lot more to this. I would love to dive in one-on-one in our 2025 Astro Forecast reading. You know how to find it in the description box below. I have my Calendly link. You can request an appointment. Remember, I'm not doing readings between December 20th and January 20th. So if you want to get it in before the new year, you better get on my calendar ASAP. And your reminder to fill out your journal prompts for the 2024 Astrology Alchemy Journal for the full moon in Taurus. And if you're ready to grab your 2025 edition, you can find it in the description box below. I can send you out the hard copy, or of course, I have the PDF version available that you can download right away and start browsing through it and getting prepared for the year ahead. So with all of that, I look forward to a one-on-one session with you. I'm going to send you so much love and light for the full moon in Taurus, and I will catch you in the next video. My Cancer risings, you're going to have this full moon highlighting and illuminating, and Uranus shaking you awake when it comes to your 11th house of friendship, community, and tribe. This might be a moment where left field, out of nowhere, you meet a brand new friend. Uranus is bringing a surprise, a revelation, someone who's a little rebellious, someone who helps you move towards your future in a big way. The 11th house is your future. It's your goals, your dreams, your wishes. And Uranus can really come in and bring a surprise friend, acquaintance, a tribe, a community, a connection of sorts that helps you build your vision, that helps you reach a dream, that helps you manifest a desire. So pay attention to the people in your life, but also at the same time, it is a full moon. So you may have to release and let go of a tribe, a group, a community, a friend that isn't serving you anymore, that you've had for a long time. Taurus, right? Stuck and stagnant, someone that has been in your life that is now comfortable, that makes sense, in your physical world, but energetically, they don't align with you anyway. And so now Uranus is like, well, they're not meant to be here. So let me jolt you awake. Let me give you some surprise information. They might say something unexpected. You might realize that, they're different than who you thought they were. And you're like, you know what? Next. Uranus says choose change. So go meet a new networking group, go out and meet some new people, and just pay attention to what the cosmos is asking you to do so that you can move into your future. This is ultimately a full moon to help you step into the next version of your life and the new dreams that you're ready to manifest. So of course, there's going to be a lot more to this. I would love to dive in one-on-one in our 2025 Astro Forecast reading. You know how to find it in the description box below. I have my Calendly link. You can request an appointment. Remember, I'm not doing readings between December 20th and January 20th. So if you want to get it in before the new year, you better get on my calendar ASAP. And your reminder to fill out your journal prompts for the 2024 Astrology Alchemy Journal for the full moon in Taurus. And if you're ready to grab your 2025 edition, you can find it in the description box below. I can send you out the hard copy, or of course, I have the PDF version available that you can download right away and start browsing through it and getting prepared for the year ahead. So with all of that, I look forward to a one-on-one session with you. I'm going to send you so much love and light for the full moon in Taurus, and I will catch you in the next video. My Leo risings, this full moon is going to activate the major areas of your life, your 4 anchor houses. You have Mars in your first house of Leo, Pluto about to enter your 7th house of relationships, the sun highlighting and illuminating your 4th house of home and family, and the full moon in the middle of the night illuminating with Uranus involvement in your 10th house of career. These are your 4 most important areas of life. So I want you to pay attention around this full moon. What are you being called and asked to release and let go of that no longer serves you in your career area of life? What has been stuck and stagnant? Is it the position, the responsibilities, the habits, the daily patterns that you're like, you know what, I'm over this. I can't stand it anymore. I want change, but change is uncomfortable. Uranus is saying, choose change or I'll choose it for you. So you may get some unexpected news, unexpected information, unexpected disruption in your professional life, your career life that forces you to say, you know what, I'm done with this company. I'm done with this job. I'm done with this. I want a promotion. I want to be in a new industry. I want to leave, like whatever it might be. This might be the moment where you are forced, my Leo risings, to make that decision, or at least recognize that the decision must be made coming up soon. Now, the sun is in your 4th house, so we are focusing a lot of our energy, our sun for you, in your 4th house of home and family. So spend more time with your family. Trust that Pluto is going to activate some relationships, bring some transformation to people and situations in your life that will ultimately affect your career and your home. So just pay attention, take note, take inventory around this full moon. Although, of course, there's going to be a lot more to this. I would love to dive in one-on-one in our 2025 Astro Forecast reading. You know how to find it in the description box below. I have my Calendly link. You can request an appointment. Remember, I'm not doing readings between December 20th and January 20th. So if you want to get it in before the new year, you better get on my calendar ASAP. And your reminder to fill out your journal prompts for the 2024 Astrology Alchemy Journal for the full moon in Taurus. And if you're ready to grab your 2025 edition, you can find it in the description box below. I can send you out the hard copy, or of course, I have the PDF version available that you can download right away and start browsing through it and getting prepared for the year ahead. So with all of that, I look forward to a one-on-one session with you. I'm going to send you so much love and light for the full moon in Taurus, and I will catch you in the next video. My Virgo risings, this full moon is going to highlight and illuminate your 9th house, along with Uranus, who's been trying to liberate you and take the shackles off of your own mind. If you reflect back to 2018, you probably have changed your beliefs, your view, your perspective. You've probably learned a lot, gained a lot of wisdom, gained a lot of knowledge. Maybe you went to school, maybe you traveled a lot, maybe you read a lot of books and had a whole perspective shift. There's been a lot of mental up-leveling going on here, and Uranus is not done yet. This full moon is going to highlight and illuminate some of the old patterns, the old thoughts, the old perspectives, the old beliefs, the old versions of you that no longer want to think those same thoughts. Or maybe you need to still gain some experience or wisdom. Maybe you need to go back to school. Maybe you need to hire a mentor. Maybe there's other ways that you need to gather more information and data to see your world from a different perspective. And this might be the moment where Uranus at this full moon is going to highlight the need or the necessary information that you have to accumulate. Maybe you need to go on a retreat. Maybe you need to travel to another country. Maybe you need to hire a business mentor or a counselor or a therapist. Maybe you need to become your own mentor. So there's some sort of mental shift coming up here. I want you to pay attention. Uranus may be bringing some unexpected revelations, ahas, downloads. So just pay attention to your dreams and your daydreams, thoughts that are coming in, because they may be the thought, it may be the idea, it may be the revelation that you need to change your life once and for all and to move forward. Although, of course, there's going to be a lot more to this. I would love to dive in one-on-one in our 2025 Astro Forecast reading. You know how to find it in the description box below. I have my Calendly link. You can request an appointment. Remember, I'm not doing readings between December 20th and January 20th. So if you want to get it in before the new year, you better get on my calendar ASAP. And your reminder to fill out your journal prompts for the 2024 Astrology Alchemy Journal for the full moon in Taurus. And if you're ready to grab your 2025 edition, you can find it in the description box below. I can send you out the hard copy, or of course, I have the PDF version available that you can download right away and start browsing through it and getting prepared for the year ahead. So with all of that, I look forward to a one-on-one session with you. I'm going to send you so much love and light for the full moon in Taurus, and I will catch you in the next video. My Libra risings, this full moon in Taurus is highlighting and illuminating your 8th house. And of course, Uranus is here to bring some disruption to help you choose some change. So what I'm going to invite you to do with this full moon, because it's a big one for you, the 8th house is uncomfortable spaces, taboo topics, things that we do not like to talk about. However, at this energy, you may be forced to address it. We're talking about things like your wills. Do you have them written? What about any taxes? Do you need to get them paid? Do you need to talk to somebody that can help you with your taxes? What about any kind of inheritances that you need to figure out or plan for? What about joint finances, your partner's money, your business partner's money, collaboration money, clients paying you? There's some things maybe coming up, unexpected things, especially with Uranus involved here in this financial area of your life. And of course, we're looking at your intimate life, intimate connections, and your sex life. So there may be some surprising, unexpected things. Uranus is curveball. You never know what's coming, but ultimately it's going to help highlight the full moon for you to pay attention to organize this area of your life. Ask what's stuck and stagnant. Where have you been burying your head in the sand? What needs addressing so that you can have more pleasure in this area of life, so it can be easier, it can be more in flow, it doesn't feel so hard, and you're having to address it at this time. So any challenges that come up in the 8th house during this full moon is to serve you to choose change, a different pattern, a different way of dealing with this area of your life so you can ultimately move forward. So pay attention. Of course, there's going to be a lot more to this. I would love to dive in one-on-one in our 2025 Astro Forecast reading. You know how to find it in the description box below. I have my Calendly link. You can request an appointment. Remember, I'm not doing readings between December 20th and January 20th. So if you want to get it in before the new year, you better get on my calendar ASAP. And your reminder to fill out your journal prompts for the 2024 Astrology Alchemy Journal for the full moon in Taurus. And if you're ready to grab your 2025 edition, you can find it in the description box below. I can send you out the hard copy, or of course, I have the PDF version available that you can download right away and start browsing through it and getting prepared for the year ahead. So with all of that, I look forward to a one-on-one session with you. I'm going to send you so much love and light for the full moon in Taurus, and I will catch you in the next video. My Scorpio risings, your relationship area of life is heavily activated around this full moon. Of course, Uranus has been here jolting your relationships awake since 2018. I would not be surprised if for many of you, like myself, you've gotten into relationships, you've gotten married, you've gotten divorced, you've had multiple different partners, you've changed what you want and desire in relationships, you've made friends, you've lost friends, you've collaborated in business with people. Relationships for you have been all over the map as Uranus has been shocking you and surprising you and liberating you and clearing this area of your life that you tend, as a Scorpio rising, to want to stay fixated in. When you meet someone and you like someone, you want to stay with someone until Uranus comes in, or a full moon, or some other planet that says, nope, choose change. Choose something that is better for you, a higher vibration relationship for your next level. And this full moon is really coming in and doing that. So it's going to illuminate the relationships in your life that no longer serve you, that maybe you've had for a really long time, that you're now assessing and saying, you know what, I might have to release them. I might have to let them go. Or it could be a surprising announcement, surprising change. Maybe a partner comes to you and says, I want to move, I got a new job. Maybe your business partner says that they no longer want to do business with you or in general. Maybe a friendship ends. Like, something could be shifting in your relationship area of life. Remember, the sun is in Scorpio right now. We are in Scorpio sun season. So ultimately, at the end of the day, you shine your light, you shine your energy, you shine your vitality onto yourself. Taking yourself out on date, prioritizing your needs, wants, and desires, and you let those relationships fade away. And you will then be able to build upon that area of your life for the next stage and future of your life. That's to come in 2025. So of course, there's going to be a lot more to this. I would love to dive in one-on-one in our 2025 Astro Forecast reading. You know how to find it in the description box below. I have my Calendly link. You can request an appointment. Remember, I'm not doing readings between December 20th and January 20th. So if you want to get it in before the new year, you better get on my calendar ASAP. And your reminder to fill out your journal prompts for the 2024 Astrology Alchemy Journal for the full moon in Taurus. And if you're ready to grab your 2025 edition, you can find it in the description box below. I can send you out the hard copy, or of course, I have the PDF version available that you can download right away and start browsing through it and getting prepared for the year ahead. So with all of that, I look forward to a one-on-one session with you. I'm going to send you so much love and light for the full moon in Taurus, and I will catch you in the next video. My Sagittarius risings, this full moon and Uranus are going to be activating your 6th house. So I want you to be very cautious and careful because the 6th house is all about your health and wellness. And it is activating the area of your life where you need to make some changes in your routines. for your overall well-being. So we're looking at supplements, diet, sleep routine, work-life balance, your day-to-day. What do you do all day long in your daily life that is holding you back, right? Taurus is stuck in stagnant and fixed energy. So you've been probably taking the same supplements, eating the same food, doing the same thing every day. And it's time to jolt that awake, to reinvigorate this area of your life. Maybe you need to get on a new supplement plan. Maybe you need to switch up your diet. Maybe you need to start going for daily walks or getting up at a different time of day. Maybe you need to change your work-life balance because this isn't sustainable. So Uranus might bring something jolted and unexpected. It might be even health related, a result for a test, a phone call, maybe you get a pain, an ache, something comes up that is jolting you awake to change the habits and routines in your life so you can release and let go of the ones that no longer serve, so you can ultimately have more beauty and pleasure in your life because it's ruled by Venus after all, and you can move forward into your next reality. Although of course there's going to be a lot more to this, I would love to dive in one-on-one in our 2025 Astro Forecast reading. You know how to find it in the description box below. I have my Calendly link. You can request an appointment. Remember, I'm not doing readings between December 20th and January 20th, so if you want to get it in before the new year, you better get on my calendar ASAP. And your reminder to fill out your journal prompts for the 2024 Astrology Alchemy Journal for the full moon in Taurus. And if you're ready to grab your 2025 edition, you can find it in the description box below. I can send you out the hard copy, or of course I have the PDF version available that you can download right away and start browsing through it and getting prepared for the year ahead. So with all of that, I look forward to a one-on-one session with you. I'm going to send you so much love and light for the full moon in Taurus, and I will catch you in the next video. My Capricorn Rising, this is going to be a big full moon for you because not only is the full moon highlighting and illuminating and Uranus is jolting awake your fifth house, your fun house, but your primary life coach Saturn is officially out of retrograde now, moving you forward in big ways. As a Capricorn Rising ruled by Saturn, you like to get stuff done, you like to succeed, you like to achieve, you like to be responsible, and now Saturn is back in the left lane, moving forward, helping you move forward and overcome obstacles like you're used to. So pay attention. I would definitely say if you haven't watched my Saturn retrograde video, go back and revisit for your rising sign to make sure you really learn those lessons. And of course, if you haven't, expect some karma to show up. But that's for all of us, not just for you, my Capricorn Risings. Now back to your fifth house. This is your fun house. So ultimately, Uranus is helping shake you awake, liberate you, to remind you that life is also about having fun and pleasure. Do you have hobbies? Do you have anything on the calendar that brings you joy, like going to a concert, going to bowling league? Like, what do you like to do for fun? Or even your creative projects. Maybe it's time for you to start putting your energy and investing it in a project. Now, the full moon might highlight and illuminate the areas of life or the things in your life that are holding you back from having fun, holding you back from nurturing and tapping into your inner child in playfulness. This could also be bringing up a shocking, jolting change when it comes to your children. So maybe they tell you they want to move out. They tell you where they want to go to college. There's something unexpected that may be happening with your children that you have to release and let go. Let them spread their wings and fly. Now, also, if you have younger children, this might be a season where something unexpected comes up with them and you have to pivot and you have to change and you have to tap back into what brings you joy, and that might be spending more time with your children, and therefore you release and let go of another area of your life. So pay attention. Of course, there's going to be a lot more to this. I would love to dive in one-on-one in our 2025 Astro Forecast reading. You know how to find it in the description box below. I have my Calendly link. You can request an appointment. Remember, I'm not doing readings between December 20th and January 20th, so if you want to get it in before the new year, you better get on my calendar ASAP. And your reminder to fill out your journal prompts for the 2024 Astrology Alchemy Journal for the full moon in Taurus. And if you're ready to grab your 2025 edition, you can find it in the description box below. I can send you out the hard copy, or of course I have the PDF version available that you can download right away and start browsing through it and getting prepared for the year ahead. So with all of that, I look forward to a one-on-one session with you. I'm going to send you so much love and light for the full moon in Taurus, and I will catch you in the next video. My Aquarius Risings, we have the full moon highlighting and illuminating alongside your primary life coach, Uranus, in your fourth house of home and family. Now, this full moon is highlighting the anchor areas of your life. We're going to have Pluto moving into the first house of the self. We've got Mars retrograding in your seventh house of relationships. We got the full moon highlighting your fourth house of home, and the sun in Scorpio, your 10th house. So all four anchor areas, the most important areas of our life, are activated for you, my Aquarius Risings. So what I really want you to pay attention to during this full moon specifically is the fact that we have Uranus liberating you and changing something in your life, helping you choose change when it comes to home, family, and your environment. Do you need to finally move out of your home or your apartment? Do you need to release and let go of a roommate or someone that you're living with that is holding down the vibration of the home? Do you need to do some cleaning, removing, cleansing, purifying of your home? Where do you need to release, full moon, the old negative stagnant patterns and habits in the home life that aren't serving you for your future? And maybe something unexpected comes up. Maybe a pipe bursts and everything floods, and now you're like, oh my gosh, we have to throw out that old carpet and that old couch and all those things that have been so stuck and stagnant and hold energy. The biggest advice I have for you, my Aquarius risings, is to go through your house and do some purification. Everything holds energy. So are you holding on to stuff from your past? Are you holding on to things that you don't enjoy, right? What does not serve you? Because if you can clear that out and bring in new energy, Uranus is helping you move forward into the future, into new possibilities. And the more you clear your space and your environment, the better potential you have for new blessings to show up in 2025. Although, of course, there's going to be a lot more to this. I would love to dive in one-on-one in our 2025 astro forecast reading. You know how to find it in the description box below. I have my Calendly link. You can request an appointment. Remember, I'm not doing readings between December 20th and January 20th. So if you want to get it in before the new year, you better get on my calendar ASAP. And your reminder to fill out your journal prompts for the 2024 Astrology Alchemy Journal for the full moon in Taurus. And if you're ready to grab your 2025 edition, you can find it in the description box below. I can send you out the hard copy, or of course, I have the PDF version available that you can download right away and start browsing through it and getting prepared for the year ahead. So with all of that, I look forward to a one-on-one session with you. I'm going to send you so much love and light for the full moon in Taurus, and I will catch you in the next video. My Pisces risings, we've got so much going on for you, of course, like always, but this full moon is going to highlight and illuminate your third house with Uranus there. And this is your house of the mind, what you think, your thoughts, your patterns, your communication. This is also, if you're a teacher or mentor, what you're speaking and expressing out into the world. If you're a business owner, entrepreneur, this is about your marketing, your media, social media, teaching and educating others. And so with Uranus here, it might bring in some inspiring ideas, some ahas, some downloads, some inspiration of what you need to share, what you need to speak. It also could make you a little bit more rebellious with your words and your tongue, so be cautious and careful. But you also have this Uranian energy of helping people move into the future, helping people choose change. And so you're using your words to move humanity or your group or your family or the people around you forward in some big way. Now, what I invite you to do, since it is a full moon and we have to release and let go of, there might be some old thought patterns, some old stories, some old data, some old facts, some old wisdom, some old knowledge that doesn't serve you anymore. And so you might have to let it go. So for example, let's say you went to college and you learned all this stuff about marketing and you've been sticking to that and you've been holding on to it, right? Taurus, fixed energy. This is the way to market. This is what my professor told me. But that was 30 years ago. And marketing has come a long way. And so now you're having to do some new research or gain new inspiration, Uranus, the future. You're getting some new downloads and you're like, well, that doesn't really match what I was taught, but I have to release and let go of that old thought pattern, that old data, so that I can move towards the future. So that is an example. Now also be careful with Uranus here at the full moon. There may be some disruptions to your tech, even your social media, transportation, your car, things like that. You just want to pay attention to all of that. And so really inviting you to just take inventory of your mind and what is coming in and what needs to be released, because that's what's holding you back right now. Although, of course, there's going to be a lot more to this. I would love to dive in one-on-one in our 2025 astro forecast reading. You know how to find it in the description box below. I have my Calendly link. You can request an appointment. Remember, I'm not doing readings between December 20th and January 20th. So if you want to get it in before the new year, you better get on my calendar ASAP. And your reminder to fill out your journal prompts for the 2024 Astrology Alchemy Journal for the full moon in Taurus. And if you're ready to grab your 2025 edition, you can find it in the description box below. I can send you out the hard copy, or of course, I have the PDF version available that you can download right away and start browsing through it and getting prepared for the year ahead. So with all of that, I look forward to a one-on-one session with you. I'm going to send you so much love and light for the full moon in Taurus, and I will catch you in the next video.